Hey guys, it's Cece, and today I'm here to talk about some of the stuff that I got for Christmas this year. First, gotta say that this is my first video since Vlogmas ended, and it's weird, but I have been missing the routine of editing every single day. It has been very odd to have a couple of days with no editing. It's unsettling. That is what I truly feel. But I got some stuff for Christmas, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit more, share some of the items. I'm going to be talking pretty much exclusively about bookish items, so I have a few books to talk about. I also have a couple of mugs and a few Christmas ornaments that are all bookish, and a couple of Funko Pops that I want to talk about. So as has been my habit for the last few years of Christmas on this channel, I just want to talk about bookish and other nerdy items that I received for Christmas because I felt that you guys might be interested in them. And I just barely realized as I started doing the intro to this video that I left one of the items I was going to talk about in the dishwasher, so one sec. As a fun update, the item was not in the dishwasher, it was actually in the cupboard because Brian did the dishes. Way to go! Awesome! Glad to know it's clean. But we're not going to talk about that first, we're going to talk about books first, because I feel like a lot of you are here to know about books. So first I want to talk about 3 books that subscribers have sent me. I put my Amazon wish list in the description of my videos a few weeks ago. Didn't really talk about it, just kind of threw it in there, and three lovely people bought me presents, and every single time I opened one I wanted to cry because I can't believe that people bought me presents. It's very nice of you guys. I appreciate it so much. But let me tell you about the 3 books. So first I want to talk about Running with Lions by Julian Winters. This was a gift from Ash. Thank you, Ash. I have talked about this book in numerous videos lately. I think most recently in my, top 20 queer TBR video. It is a book about a sports team and a group of boys who are all best friends, and then the main character, Sebastian, his childhood best friend shows up and joins the team, and the two of them had some kind of falling out, so Sebastian has to try to win him back over, make him happy to be a part of the team, and they start falling for each other. So, enemies to lovers, sports romance is what this book is, and I have been absolutely so excited to read it. Julian Winters is also delightful. We follow each other on Twitter, and absolutely fantastic. I want to read his next book that's coming out in 2019, so thank you, Ash. I cannot wait to read this book. Next, I want to talk about Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This was gifted to me by Alyssa, or Alyssa Quacks over on Twitter. I have had this on my wish list on Amazon for so incredibly long because I read it as a library book and fell in love with it and have never owned my own copy, so it hasn't felt like it was easily accessible to reread and to re-look through, but I'm so pleased that I have this now. I'm so pleased that I get to display it next to Noelle's fiance's book. Alphabetically, these two go right next to each other and it makes me cry the tiniest bit. This book is about a girl who is a shapeshifter and she joins forces with a nefarious villain. Seems to be having trouble being quite as villainous as Nimona wants him to be. It is a delightful book that I adored from beginning to end. I also just barely got back my print. I have a Nimona print that is signed by Noelle Stevenson. I got it signed by her in 2016, and it just felt perfect because I got that back at the beginning of the month, and now I have this to go with. Yes is what I'm saying. And the last subscriber gift that I wanted to talk about is Every Kind of Wanting by Gina Frangello. This was a gift from Flavia. Thank you, Flavia. This is a piece of literary fiction I have had on my want to read list also for a long time. It is about a group of people who kind of want to get together to raise a community child. So there are a few people. There's Miguel and Chad who are partners, so queer, that's why it's on here. There's also Chad's sister Gretchen, an old friend Emily, and her husband Nick. And it's about all of their relationships to one another, and Miguel and Chad wanting to have a child, finding a surrogate, finding an egg, all of that kind of stuff. It sounds absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I've had this on my to-read list for ages, and I'm thrilled. I also want to talk about a book that my lovely Aunt Sunny got me, and that is this one. It is Good Morning, Good Night, Little Pep Talks for Me and You by Lin-Manuel Miranda and illustrated by Johnny Sun. So basically, this book came to be because Lin-Manuel Miranda had a habit going for a long time that he would tweet every single morning and every single night some sort of thing that he wanted his Twitter followers to hear. My aunt said that she was watching him on a talk show, and he said that the way he would decide what to write is he would often write things he needed to hear and would just share them with other people. So they've been collected in this book, a bunch of the different things, along with art by Johnny Sun. So they're just these little pieces of art. Flipping through this reminded me of a Shel Silverstein book, which I read a ton of when I was younger. Plus I adore Lin-Manuel Miranda, so this was a very lovely gift from my aunt. Super excited to flip through it, get a little bit of encouragement every single day. I also bought myself a little present. Yeah. I got myself a really good gift. So, The Raven Cycle, my second favorite series of all time, directly after Harry Potter. I originally read these books. They were someone else's copies that are no longer going to be connected to me, so I haven't had my own copies of these books. And what I really wanted when I reread the series originally was to write all over these books, because that's what I do with my favorite books. I write in them, I underline, I highlight, I make notes, but because they were someone else's books, I couldn't do that. I am so excited to reread The Raven Cycle in 2019, absolutely devour it, and write all over them, write all of my thoughts, just make these deeply my own copies of this series. I had an Amazon gift card, which didn't quite cover all of these. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted for Christmas, whether someone got it for me or whether I got it for myself. This was my gift to me, and I am so excited to finally have hardcover copies of my favorite, or my second favorite series of all time. It's just, they're so beautiful. The last two books I want to talk about were a gift from Penguin Teen. It was so sweet of them. They sent me a little package as an end of the year thank you for everything that, we've worked together throughout the year. I work with Penguin all the time, and I was one of the hosts for the Fall Into Fantasy readathon, so they sent me a thank you package, and it was the nicest. But the books that they sent me The Speaker, as well as The Storyteller by Tracy Chee. These are books 2 and 3 of the, oh, did they get renamed? The Reader Trilogy? Oh, that's so funny. The first book I have, The Reader, it's Sea of Ink and Gold was the original name of the trilogy. So these have the Reader Trilogy, so they got renamed. But I read The Reader during Fall Into Fantasy and absolutely loved it. It was my favorite book that I read that week. So Penguin sent me the second and third books in the series so that I can finish reading it, which is just the sweetest thing. I am so excited to be able to finish this series now because I loved The Reader, and I knew it was going to take me a while to get to reading the other books, and now I can start on it so soon. Penguin also sent me a couple of other things, like a notebook, a palette of colors, but the other thing I want to talk about is the mug they sent me. This is what I just had to get out of my cupboard. So this is a Pantone mug, and it is, oh, I just figured this out with my sister last night. I think this is the color of the year. Yeah, I think this was the color of the year for 2018, which is perfect because green is my favorite color, particularly this shade of green. I love mugs. The only reason my roommate Brian and I do dishes at this point, the only reason we end up washing dishes is because we're out of mugs for coffee. So anytime someone sends me a mug, that is a huge plus. So this was very sweet from Penguin as well. Speaking of mugs, I want to talk about a mug that my friend got me, Rachel. She got me this beautiful mug that I have been crying over. So it is a stack of books and then a rose on the side. It says Belle. Right there it says Belle, and then on the cover of the book it says Looking for Adventure, if you can kind of see that. So let me tell you a fun, ridiculous fact about this. Rachel got me this. She always gets me the most lovely Disney things. But a fun fact about this is that I actually told my sister when we were figuring out Christmas gifts, I said I wanted something Belle related. I wanted something connected specifically to the line, "I want adventure in the great wide somewhere," which is one of my all-time favorite quotes. And I never told Rachel about it, but she still got me this mug that is related to Belle and even says Looking for Adventure. It is, I actually cried when I opened this. It's just so perfectly me, and I cannot say thank you enough to Rachel for figuring me out like this. It's perfect. Now I want to talk about a couple of Christmas ornaments. So for those of you who don't know, which is probably most of you, there is a running thing in my family where we get each other a tree ornament every single year, and that ornament usually reflects something about the year that that person has had, or just something about that person in general. So my Christmas tree is covered in ornaments that reflect who I am as a person. I have stuff for my entire life. I have ornaments from around the world, I have ornaments celebrating graduations, and I have an ornament celebrating like the year I got my driver's license. It's just like, it is a very important thing within my family to get ornaments every single year. So my Aunt Sunny went a little overboard, but I'm cool with it. And she got me a few different tree ornaments that I really want to talk about. First of all, she got me this, which is a gorgeous little set of books on a shelf. It's perfect. I appreciate that it's like this bright yellow color. I just think it's absolutely beautiful, and it's so perfectly me. Sunny is also the one who got me my favorite ornament on my tree a few years ago, which is a blown glass stack of books, and this, like, just complements that perfectly. She also found, and I'm so spoiled by this, this full set of Harry Potter ornaments. So there is a large ornament for every single book in the Harry Potter series. It's just the cover of every book that I can put on my tree, celebrate the Harry Potterness of it all, and just in case my tree is not Harry Potter themed enough, she also got me this gorgeous Ollivanders ornament, which is incredibly lovely actually, because you can put a light through the bottom, so you like hang it near one of the lights on the tree and put it through the bottom, and then when you look through the back, you can see the inside of Ollivanders, so it lights up from the inside, and you can just see a little bit more of what Ollivanders looks like, which is adorable and amazing, and I'm so excited for next year's Christmas tree. It's gonna be great. One random thing I want to talk about before we get to the Funko Pops, which is where I'm going to wrap up, is I want to talk about this necklace that I'm currently wearing. I've zoomed in a little bit so that you can see, but it is just this, this beautiful necklace that looks like a rose. Do you see? Do you see the lovely necklace? And this was the gift that my sister gave me. So she followed directions. She got me something Beauty and the Beast themed. It is from Little Things, Little Moments. That is what the little card said. And it came with the quote, "I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. I want it more than I can tell." I absolutely adore it. It's lovely. I love little detail necklaces like this. I don't wear a ton of jewelry. If I do wear jewelry, it's most likely going to be a very light, simple necklace. So like, obsessed. It's absolutely beautiful. She followed directions perfectly while making it her own, and I adore it. The last two things I'm going to talk about are both Funko Pops. One is just a standard Funko Pop, and that is Baby from the movie Baby Driver. There are only two Baby Driver Funko Pops. There is Bats and there's Baby. I have been able to find Bats a lot of places. I have never been able to find Baby. And Baby Driver was one of my favorite movies of 2017, and Edgar Wright, the director, is, like, I think I would say my second favorite director. Yeah, my second favorite director. So, I love all of his movies. I have some Shaun of the Dead Funko Pops, I have Scott Pilgrim vs. the World Funko Pops, and now I have a Baby Driver Funko Pop. So, my Edgar Wright collection is really flourishing. So this was from my aunt. We both collect Funko Pops. I got her a bunch of Nightmare Before Christmas Funko Pops for Christmas, and she got me this, and all those ornaments. But I'm very excited about this. The last thing that I want to talk about is the gift that my roommate, my best friend, got me for Christmas, Brian. He made this. He made a Funko Pop. He made a Funko Pop of me. Of me. So there she is. She's wearing a suit. I cry. She's got a little book over here. Here's a little bit more of what the head looks like and the glasses. But he made this for me. And I absolutely adore it. I just think it's so perfect and wonderful and thoughtful. It's the sweetest thing. It's gonna be here from now on. Like, Cece now exists on my shelves. That's where she lives. And he perfectly balanced her so she still stands. I can't. It's the most lovely Christmas gift. I almost forgot my coffee while I was filming this. And that was a little cold. but I don't want it to go to waste. But that is it, guys. Those are all of the things that I wanted to talk about Christmas-wise. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you if you were one of the lovely, incredible subscribers who sent me a book. It was so sweet. I hope that you all had a lovely holiday season, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!